Let's pretend we didn't have a whole therapy session first.
Welcome back to the 444 to Girl podcast. I'm Kirsten.
I'm Zakia.
Thanks for tuning in again. Oh, my sock fell off. Y'all, I did a baby foot mask.
It's very weird.
My DNA is everywhere right now. I'm shedding my skin like a snake, and it's going to be so soft and smooth. And you know what? I feel like I should sell, like, videos of my feet peeling. Somebody's gonna pay for that. Somebody will pay for that. Some nasty motherfucker, and they'll pay for my fart in a jar.
That's interesting. Yeah. I'm doing my nervous look at you because I'm really scared of you.
Okay, well, let's talk about the light shit right now. Mm-hmm. I went to the gym this morning. Mm-hmm. Thursday was not there. Okay. He wasn't there. And I wasn't.
And then Monday, did you like better?
Monday was looking for me. Monday was checking for me. Mm-hmm. Thursday is fine, but he seems like he might be a little more hood than I need at the moment. Mm-hmm. But that's that shit I like. But he wasn't there. You know who was there?
Big Groove.
Big Groove. Okay, listen. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Big Groove. I keep calling him Big Groove because he reminds me of that
Big Groove on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's your same. You know what?
Big as shit.
I used to talk big shit about Big Groove, but I fuck with Big Groove.
I heard they said he's a really nice guy. Like, he's a super nice guy. He just lives his truth.
I fuck with you.
Carrying on.
You're that confident in yourself that you can sit there and dance with some headphones on
and some booty shorts,
little booty shorts,
and a fanny pack.
No print, and a fanny.
Wait a minute. The funniest shit though was that okay, so we discovered on like I was on Twitter and I saw somebody said I saw this thing in Atlanta when I was at the restaurant. He was dancing and he said the wildest thing is that he's doing these dances with his headphones in and nobody else can hear the music. Yes. So he just he said that's what makes it so terrifying.
The music for the real to promote whatever he's doing, but that makes sense. Obviously, the music's not playing on the loudspeaker everywhere he goes, right?
Right. He said that's what makes it so like disturbing is that you just eating your food. This big man starts dancing, and all you hear is shoe squeaks,
and you can hear the fucking shoe squeaks. But with all that being said, I used to talk shit about Big Groove. Because one of my friends used to share him a lot. We used to talk shit about him, but you know what? I fuck with it.
Right. We know who Big Groove is when you say Big Groove.
Yep. We all know who Big Groove is. Fucking Cardi, I didn't hear what she said, but he had posted something that Cardi B had like defended him. Like, leave. I guess I would assume she said, leave his ass alone. He not hurting nobody.
He ain't hurt nobody.
Yeah, and he's not. He is not hurting nobody.
They were trying to start a whole petition to get him to stop dancing.
Listen, he is actually bringing joy. That's like I saw a man on a little, I don't know what it's called. It's like the little thing that looks like a wheel. Like you ride in just a one wheel.
Oh, have you ever seen the guy who rides it around here? Mm-mm. Yeah, there's somebody who rides it around here.
There was one in Wheaton today, and he was just, excuse me, here I go. He was just riding and dancing, and you could tell he was listening to something. And I smiled because you gotta respect the shit that annoys some people. It's like, you over there not worried about us, not worried about a fucking thing.
That reminds me.
I'm over here worried about 20 fucking things.
You remember Baton Bob in Atlanta?
No.
The man who used to just like walk around in his little dress and Skechers shape ups, swinging his baton with like. Mad. You can't be mad. Baton Bob ain't hurting nobody.
Ain't worried about shit while we over here.
Okay, but you know what? When I say Big Groove at the gym, I don't mean that like.
No, I know.
No, because this nigga right here.
We just saying that because he's big and they bought the same skin color.
Right, but the whole like ain't hurting nobody shit. Listen, okay, let me tell you why. First of all, okay, this man is like the celebrity at the gym, right? He comes in and they're all like, you know how like Big Groove. Right, that's what we're gonna call him. His name. Not the Big Groove, but Big Groove for these purposes. Mm-hmm. So he, walks around thinking he's a celebrity. Like he came up, I told you the first time he came up to me like, oh, so what are your goals? Like, and then he was like, oh, exchange numbers for exercising. First of all, I come to the gym. I don't come here for you to tell me what I'm supposed to do for my body, one. And two, I don't come here to fucking socialize and have community. I come here so I don't cuss motherfuckers out for the whole day. First of all. Second of all, I told you how he has his little Blue Lives Matter sticker.
Yeah,
I sent you a picture. He had that blue line.
That's a no.
Right. And you lying because no federal agent is allowed to fucking tell you before they even tell you their name if they're a federal fucking agent. Yeah, he said he's a federal agent. Nigga, you lying. I know federal agents, and I don't even know for sure they're federal agents because they're not allowed to tell me. They tell me they work in an office in D.C. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But this is the shit today. Like, I've noticed it, and it's bothered me every time. But today, it really fucking pissed me the fuck off. And I almost told him about himself.
What is it from?
So this big fucking trainer ass nigga, okay, because you might think that because you ain't from here and because you work for the blue line, that you're a white man, nigga, okay? No, listen. Every fucking morning, this big, muscly ass nigger with the ER, I'm going there because who the fuck do you think you are? Parks right in the fucking front in the accessible parking, okay? The handicap parking. And you training these people. This morning, I watched one of his clients not have a fucking place to park. And she had to get out limping. Because, you know, a lot of them niggas be training the old people who got ailments and shit, right? Who the fuck do you think you are? Get your fucking steps in. It's not a matter of the people get the closest parking spot. That's not what it's about. It's about where the curb cuts are. It's about space for them to open their fucking doors in case they have to get a walker or a wheelchair or something out of the car. Get your big ass. You don't have an accessible parking sticker. You have a blue line police officer, Blue Lives Matter fucking sticker. You disgust me. Who the fuck do you think you are? Because then the people who do have the accessible parking tag are parked all the way down there. You are not above the fucking law. That shit pisses me off so fucking bad because who the fuck?
A confession. I have a.
Why? Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'll tell you off of here. I have one.
You be using it?
Sometimes. Only at the tolls. So I don't have to pay the tolls.
Okay, at the tolls I can understand.
I don't have to pay the tolls.
Oh, the tolls, that's fine. Okay. Because it's not like somebody can't access the fucking toll because you're driving through it. Okay. But the parking spot. That would have sat on me real long if I didn't say it. The parking spot, like literally people cannot fucking go to a place that they need to go if somebody else is parked in the accessible parking who don't need it. Correct. Like people won't be able to get out of their fucking car to do what the fuck they have to do. That shit pisses me off because you're helping these people, claiming that you're helping these people who would need the accessibility. It's not hurting anybody for you to go through the toll and not pay.
I mean, not the toll, the meters. I said it wrong. The meters. I said it wrong. I was drinking. Listen, don't add nothing else to this day. You already know I came in here.
If you feel bad about that, you should. I'm just saying.
You already know I came in here unloading the clip of my week.
Okay, but okay. Right, I love you, but if you feel bad about that, then you should.
I'll take it with the rest of the shit I feel bad about this week.
Okay. I'm just gonna add that little sprinkle. Okay, so that was the one thing I wanted to say. This nigga disgusts me, because who the fuck do you think you are?
Not the notes.
Yeah. So that was that, but that was the only.
All right. Well.
Wait. Oh no, the lighthearted thing. Oh, my feet.
The lighthearted thing.
Yeah, I want to sell my.
Your crust.
I want to sell the pictures of my feet molting.
I'm sure there's a market.
There's a market for it.
Positive.
I know. This big old wide foot with
Please let me know how
toenail
it goes.
polish.
What about this? Well, look how old my gel is.
Oh, they pay for chip polish. They pay for dirty
old
socks. They pay for dirty socks.
What about skinny little feet like that? Not
probably.
Little,
there's a niche for everything.
Long.
I know you be putting holes in your socks. That's why you'll never wear them.
What? Because my toenail?
Because your toenail is long as fuck.
Because this is so... And I clip... Listen.
They don't rub against the top of your shoe?
No. This is long as shit, but this is with me clipping it since it's been done. Like, they grow really fast. Oh, I needed that laugh. Oh, shit. Because, listen, okay.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, y'all. The girls.
So listen, I was riding over here today, and I was like, I be talking big shit on this podcast. To be very fair, I've been like this my whole life. Me being an open book, sharing my ups and downs, mostly downs, has led me to some amazing friends. Like, I met my friend Ashley, who I love and adore so much, from a fucking chat room. From me telling my business and her responding to it.
We gotta get Ashley on here because this is like the 4th time you told
that's
that.
my girl. So I say this to say that this is who I've been. I had a blog before when I had the Rico and Rocco. This is who I've been. This part is
the
not
Black
new to
Irish
me.
twins.
Yeah, this is not new to me. Me, Courts and Rainbows came from me spilling all my shit. I was gonna say that one day I'm gonna look back at these episodes and this is gonna be a thing of the past.
Like, have you ever looked at your Facebook posts?
I don't have a lot of Facebook posts, but I go through my
when the memories show up.
Yeah,
I'd be like, who said that?
Who said that? But I don't have much of that, honestly. But like, I will go through my own business Instagram and scroll, and I've cleaned up the page throughout the years. But like, sometimes I'll see some things that are making me feel really good or really sad. Honestly, on that page, it's mostly really good. It's mostly me. When I go to my old shit, I'd be like, damn, you really felt that way in that time. Get back to who that girl is. When I'm in this weird space that I'm in right now that we'll get into. But I'm going to continue to be who I am in the space that I'm in, because this space isn't going to last. And I'm going to look back in 2 years and be like, whew, girl, you did it again. You do this shit again, and you do this shit again and again, and you come back and you transform into whoever the fuck you're supposed to be each time. Because that'll lead us into where we're at. Like, this phase, I've spoke on it. It's no secret. Things are odd in many ways. But this shit right here, like, it hit me so much this week of whatever I'm going through. I'm really going through something. It's a thing. I don't want to get too deep because I don't like to speak on things that I don't know how to explain that well. So I leave some titles out. But I have been reading about what we've discussed called Dark Night of the Soul. Mm-hmm. I heard a lady say it earlier. She said she doesn't like Dark Night of the Soul. She likes like Dark Night of the Ego or something. But it's basically
ego death.
Yeah, it's basically an ego death. And it happened, again, I've shared this story, but it really hit me what's going on for real. It happened before Courts and Rainbows. Everything went to shambles, and I built this beautiful brand. But what happened with building this brand 5 years ago is it became my whole identity. I became obsessed with it. When I tell you, Kirsten, I went to sleep and woke up thinking about my brand. With other things going on in my life. I'm pregnant. I'm thinking about my motherfucking brand. And it's why it did what it did in 5 years. But now I still love my brand, but it don't feel like a biological child. It feels like a stepchild, and I ain't with the daddy no more. It's not. I don't know. I know. You just fucked up. That's not what I mean.
I'm being
Damn,
stupid.
I don't know how you say that properly, but I don't have any attachment to my business right now, and it shows. I'm not putting in the same energy and the same work. I haven't bought any new products. I'm just focused on what I got. And that shit became my whole identity. Like, I be going back through the Instagram, and I'm like, I love this shit so much, and I am not in love with it right now. And I know that it's okay. And it's not that my brand is supposed to die, but
There's
level.
ebbs and flows.
Yeah, next level is the Kia is supposed to be doing something, and I feel something deeper. My brand is how I was feeling at that time.
Yeah.
Sage crystals and trap music. I told I made a joke, but it's the truth. I haven't listened to trap music in months. I'm not there right now. So something else is brewing in me. My birthday's approaching. Something else is happening. I have to control it because the feelings can take over in some other parts of my life. But something is happening, and it's big and it's scary. And yeah, I do believe that I am going through my second, because you have more than one. You can have more than one.
Oh, yeah.
If you're tapped in, if you know what this shit is, my second dark night of the soul, but this one is darker.
Yeah. So,
and I love that you know my brand from like beginning to end, so you can naturally
like
talk.
As a customer.
Yeah, like you can naturally talk. But
I mean, like I remember. Okay, so I remember it probably would have been like 2018 maybe. Mm-hmm. Because I remember like being like I wasn't making my own money. Like we had just moved up to this area, and like every purchase I made I had to ask permission. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily like he wasn't like telling me like you're not allowed to do, like if I said I want this, I could get, he would be like okay, but I still would have had to like ask him like, what card should I put it on, you know what I mean? And I remember like I remember commenting, I need this shirt. I've never identified with anything more. Mm-hmm. And I remember you replying, yes, you do need this shirt. And I remember being like, okay, she's in Atlanta. Like, do I know her? Because like I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, I don't know her. But like this shirt. And so it took me a couple years before like I was able to like, you know, I had to get a little part-time job and be like, oh, let me use this my little $100 in this account and I can buy this t-shirt. Like I remember being in that stage where like I wasn't able to just buy.
But that's what my brand was for, because I was just coming out of that stage.
Right.
So I was just coming out of that, just coming into my independence. So my brand like goes back to me calling you like, hey, you're my ideal customer.
Right. Yeah.
And here we are. But that's who my brand was for, because I was still that person too. I was just peeking out of it.
Yeah.
And now I'm something else.
Yeah. So, so I've, you know, been pretty open about the fact that like mentally I ain't like the most stable person, right?
Clearly I'm not either.
Like, I mean, you know, like I've talked about how like I have been diagnosed with ADHD and generalized anxiety disorder, right? But I've also had like major bouts of depression, right? And it's like some people who deal like, there was actually an episode in Ginny and Georgia when the twin boy, her boyfriend, like he was basically like explaining depression, like how it works. And like, I'm not sad all the time. Like, I'm not like that kind of depressed person who's always like, you know, like the character sadness from Inside Out, you know, like, no. But there's times when I have gotten into like a deep depression. And I said to you, I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, like if I can just get through, like I just have to push through this depressive state. And it's like every 7-ish years, you know? And so when you were talking about it, I was like, damn, so maybe that's what it was. Like, is it depression or is it an ego death? Or is it a dark night of the soul? Like, I literally was committed for a 72-hour hold when I was in my senior year of college. I had just broken up with this girl that I had been dealing with for like 2 years. It was like the most toxic relationship I've ever been in.
The one you was fighting and shit?
The one I was fighting and shit. Me and my mom weren't talking for like a whole month. I hadn't spoken to my mom. My grandfather just passed away. Mm-hmm. I'd just been offered a job that was going to move me to Florida. Like, I'm about to graduate college, my little bubble that I've been in for 4 years. Mm-hmm. So, like, was it depression or was it like, bitch, everything that you fucking know is about to change?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I know, like, every time, like, there's, like, literally, so I was put in a 72-hour hold because I, like, literally, like, was self-harming and, like, was literally like, okay, if I wasn't saying I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah. Trigger
warning, suicidal ideations. If I were to kill myself,
they spoke about how would I do it? Other podcasts I listened to, ideations.
Yeah. So if I were to do it, that was what I would say. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to, but if I were to do it, what method could I use? Right? Like, could I put my head in the stove? You know, in the gas stove? Could I just, like, literally. But, you know, like, the main reason that I did not go through with it, like, in the back of my mind, there was always, like, bitch, you are an RA. You are, like, the go-to person for 30-something freshman girls. You really want to fuck up their college experience by, like, their RA killing themselves. So what are they going to do when they get sad and have a depression, you know, for their senior year? They're going to be like, oh, she did it. Let me fucking do it, you know? And then it happened again.
When?
Right before I turned 38.
We were just talking about that 38.
So the summer of 2021, I think, or like probably not even just summer, like all of 2021, honestly.
Is that when I met you in person?
No, you met me in person early 2022. Your 4-year. It was right before your 4-year anniversary.
I was okay, maybe because I was still in the Wheaton office. I moved to Silver Spring, May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, yeah. So right before like leading up to age 38, I was like, who the fuck am I? Who am I? Because I remember who I was. You know, like I remember who I was in my 20s. I was this vibrant, carefree,
fearless.
Would go to the fucking spa, and I still owe my electric bill 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, I took good care of I was like, it's maintenance. Gosh, I'm going to the spa. I'm getting my massages. I don't care.
Now, but
now I'm like, bitch, do your own fucking nail. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but like,
this wig is old as shit.
Right.
I'm just prioritizing right now.
But I remember who I was, and I realized that I had I just got done telling you my favorite quote is by Audre Lorde. If I did not define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies for me and eaten alive. And that is literally how I felt like in my marriage. Like I was like, this is not me. Like it just didn't feel right. I felt like my identity I had completely been taken over by this identity of being a wife and a mom. You know, my anxiety was at its height. I had never been so fucking anxious before, because it's like all the pressures of life. Like, I'm supposed to be like this helicopter parent. What if something happens to my kids? Every night waking up in tears, like, because I'm like, what happens if my kids get cancer? You know what I mean? Like, these are types of like crazy thoughts, right? And then once I decided, like, I can't be in this marriage anymore. Like, literally, I was fighting for my life every day in my head. Like, just not, and it wasn't even like I was planning it. You know what I mean? But it was like the fear of, what if the dark thoughts eventually win? Because I was thinking of the worst case scenario for every possible scenario. And I'm like, when will it stop?
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, my kids, you really gonna fuck up your kid's life because you fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, those were thoughts that would be like, it's always like the angel and the devil, you know? And I'm always like, if I can just get through to this, I'll see the why, and I'll appreciate the good so much. But getting through it, it feels like this shit is going to swallow me whole.
So listen, so the last time I went through this, I got through it, and I have my why. I know why I got a divorce. I know everything. It was Quartz and Rainbows. Without all that I went through, losing my car and everything, there would have been no tapping into my spirituality. Like, I tapped into my spirituality, and I was like, ooh.
That was it.
Yeah,
that too. Like I found my spirituality both times. Like, oh my God.
So now my spirituality is different, though. It's getting different. So I tapped into it, and I'm like, ooh, this works. I have to communicate this to people like me, so I built a brand about it. And Sage Crystals and Trap Music, because it was like, you can still be yourself, blah, blah, blah. I was still thinking I had to be this certain way, but I didn't in order to be spiritual. So that was that, and I got wrapped up to that. So now, like, I don't have any self-harm thoughts, but I am, because I be telling you the shit, I am self-sabotaging things that
harming the inner self.
Yes, I am self-sabotaging things that I prayed for, things that that make me feel good. And it's like, my thoughts be around that, like last episode, I was saying how in my feelings is because, like, I was really in my feelings, like, well, I'm like this. I know things in my life aren't going, like, just to be 100% transparent, my finances ain't what they was. My business, I'm completely unsure about. I don't even know what I want to do with it. I want to have my own business and continue to be an entrepreneur, but I don't know what I want to do with Quartz and Rainbows because I feel like I'm outgrowing it. There's that. So I'm like thinking,
but that's the thing. Like, you're allowed to outgrow shit. You're not the same person that you were.
So my self-sabotage is like, yeah. And it's just, so I know the why of the 2017, 2018 collapse of Zakia. This one, though, I'm not going to say if I push through it, I have to push through it. It's going to take me to greater heights. I know that. And I'm just trying to hold on real tight to that because there's so much unknown right now. I'm trying to hold on real tight to you've done this before. And everybody, like, I'm going to use my sister, for example. Again, I hope I'm not saying anything wrong because I don't know all her details, but she don't be going through shit like this. Her life is great on paper. Some of us, I feel, are a little chosen. I always say this. I got to go through shit to share my story. So, like, I want to write this book, and I know that as much as I'm being called to start writing, I need to start writing it. But I can't, I gotta finish this that I'm going through because that's going to really be the change in the book. That's going to be what really helps people. And I'm very confident in that. I know somebody be like, this bitch crazy. She thinks she's predicting her life. No, I know.
No, I literally be knowing.
I know. Because why it happened last time is so clear. Oh my God. Those years, that 2017, 2018 before Quartz and Rainbows, was brutal. Oh, things happened that I just didn't. I'm like, God, take me. There ain't no way you're doing this to me. This is fucked up. And I made it through. And that shit that I'm talking about that just came to my brain don't even feel like a thing no more. It's like not even a thing. So, yeah, I'm going through some type of awakening. The ego is dead. Oh, and just to wrap it up, when we talk about the ego. So what happened with Quartz and Rainbows is I did really well. I started wanting more and more. More things and more pretty things, and now I want less and less and less. I'm not valuing the things I want. I'm not valuing people with certain things. There's like the podcast I would listen to all day about business and millionaires. Haven't even been playing it. Listen, I haven't even been playing it because I'm not on their time right now. I just want to be genuinely happy, and I know that I cannot block my genuine happiness that I know is here for me by fucking it up and moving in fear. And I've been moving in fear, and I know better. I know better.
Can I speak freely?
You can surely speak freely. Yes, you've been speaking freely for 2 days. Let me tell you about this one. I know we appears this great match. I said it. We do. She be getting in my ass. when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. She gonna defend me, but she gonna also be like, "You tripping."
Like, I will tell you that you're tripping, but like, I would never go to that nigga and be like, "She tripping."
I would never. No nigga,
or anything. I'm just saying, like,
no,
if that's I'm
know.
not talking about that. I'm talking like I've been getting her ass about life right now, not about no nigga. But like, if it were to come to that,
but I do love. I love him.
Okay, listen, hold on.
Look.
No, because I want to come back. You just made me think of something. Mm-hmm. Y'all, I already told y'all. I have not been medicated in a couple weeks. Fucking DEA cut the quotas, the production quotas, so people with ADHD, we struggling out here, okay? Like, motherfuckers is struggling. So if I hop from subject to subject, my bad.
I gotta check with my other friend.
Okay, listen. So one, I was gonna say the first thing I was gonna say when I said, "Can I speak clearly?"
You can.
Speak freely. So you said I need to start writing my book, but first I have to get through this, right?
Check me.
I'm gonna check you right now.
Check me. It's been 4 years of me saying I'm writing this book.
Okay, not even that. Not even that. I'm not even going there. Consider the possibility that writing your story might help you find your solution.
You're right.
For this.
I don't know why I can't. It's like, I know a part of the reason.
Okay, go ahead, talk.
I know a little piece of the reason why I can't start. Because I already wrote notes of how I want the first chapter to start. And it's dark. And I just need to sit down and face that chapter.
Listen, here's the thing. I don't want y'all to see my skin because that costs money. I don't want y'all to see me shedding my skin unless you're going to Venmo me for it. Okay, so.
I feel so. I'm tired of fucking feeling so much.
Okay, look. So.
That's my gift and my curse.
You don't have to start at chapter 1.
Yeah.
So this book right here is called, I gave you one of her books. This is a different book. This is called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and one of the exercises that she's the most famous for is called Morning Pages, right? Mm-hmm. So Morning Pages is a ritual. Every morning, free write 3 pages. There's no structure.
I've been slipping with that shit because I used to be so good at drawing.
There's no structure. You don't have to say, this is my thought. You just literally free write for 3 pages every morning, right? And I'm not saying you need to just, because I need to do it too, right? But don't say, okay, chapter 1, this is this. Just fucking write. Yeah. The chapters, you can move that shit around when it comes time to compile the book and put it together. That's what editors are for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But just consider the fact that writing your story, a lot of times we already know what the fuck we're supposed to be doing, but it's buried underneath all the rubble.
Listen,
it's buried underneath all the shit.
My downloads are write your story. Even the random Instagram Pisces post is write. It's so
right. Just write something. You don't have to write a book. Okay, this is how I want it to look. Okay, Zakiya wants to write a book. I want to write a show. I want to be Issa Rae, Quinta Brunson, Donald Glover. Donald Glover's a Libra, child of Gambino. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want, but I have so many fucking stories, some of which y'all have heard. You know what I'm saying? But imagine an episode of me fucking chasing Pharrell. His tour bus.
Oh, it was Pharrell? I don't think you gave us a name.
Oops. Okay, well, so there we go. Okay, so second thing you made me think of, so the goofy shit I did in my impulses.
Yeah, that's what it'd be, impulse. We just need to start texting each other when you get impulse. Just send me what the fuck you want to say, and vice versa.
But I know I'm not talking about me popping off. I'm talking about me going on Facebook, and opening that dumbass app again.
Oh yeah, I'm done with that.
Okay, so like.
So you gotta tell them what you did. It wasn't that bad. I mean,
No, I fucking opened
the dating
Facebook dating, right? Because I thought one thing.
Maybe I should try this again.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I should try this again. Maybe I should, right? Even though in my heart,
I like these.
I know I'm not ready because I feel a connection to somebody. I know we talk about like men and women and stuff. Like, I have, I think maybe first episode and a couple other episodes, like I talked about, like I identify as queer. I don't identify as bi. And
Can you explain
not to
queer versus bi? Because I don't know the lingo.
So, like, there's a spectrum. Like when you think about like the different spectrums of everything, like there's the extreme this, extreme that. Like, I know lesbians who have never even considered kissing a boy.
Ever, right?
Ever, right? I know some who dabble from time to time. You know what I mean? And then there's ultra feminine, not gay at all you, right? So queer is kind of like the in between, but it's not even gender. It's not.
I never truly knew what the word meant. Honestly, here's no queer. I hear.
Queer is just different.
When people say queer, I just think they like gay or bisexual. I never really knew what it meant.
But it could also mean asexual. It could
what?
also mean pansexual. So, asexual is people who they have no desire to have. And I have literally said to my therapist, maybe I'm asexual. Like, they don't wish to have a sexual relationship with people. They like to have romantic. They'll have romantic relationships where they'll hug.
I wish I was asexual. I want to have a sex every night.
And I don't.
Ooh,
just sometimes for me. And maybe it's because, maybe I'm saying that now because it's been so long, but even like when I had dick on demand, I was like, and like even like the times that like there's been times when I've been like, like I like this person and then we have sex, I'm like, but I don't like this.
Yeah.
But when the shit this is why I say I identify as queer, right?
No, what it is.
It's a Girl Scout cookie. Do you like peanut butter?
Nope.
Okay, I got all kinds of Girl Scout cookies. My coworker's daughter was selling some.
Oh.
So there's asexual. There's pansexual. Pansexual is usually like did you ever watch Schitt's Creek? That was a good ass show.
I know what it is, but I didn't watch it.
So, one of the characters, he said, like, he was like, oh, like, they were, like, speaking in euphemisms, like, and she was like, oh, I always assumed that you liked, like, red wine, basically saying, I thought that you were gay.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, sometimes I like white wine. Sometimes I like rosé.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm into the wine and not the label.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think, so that's, like I don't necessarily like to put, like, a definition, like, to say, like, oh, I'm pansexual, oh, I'm demisexual. Because it can switch up. Because, like, I like who I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like hearts, not parts. I like, for me to, like, be.
What does it mean when you only like one person in the whole world?
It means that you in love, bitch. But, like, that's how I feel about this person.
Shit.
So. I have had a lot of sex in my life. there are people that I liked, and the sex was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But in order for me to like really, really like enjoy, and it doesn't have to be intercourse, it could just be like intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to have like a specific connection.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that with anyone except this person. Like this specific type of connection. And that's why I say that's the best fucking nut. And
okay, so I
can't get into specifics, but like I have not had intercourse in a long time. But I have had the best sex of my life.
Listen, okay, so let me speak on that without giving much detail because I'm an open book, but that doesn't mean everyone's an open book.
Exactly.
I'm so big.
I don't share other people's.
I'm so big on this respect and privacy as much as, I'm so big on that right now. What I'm going to say is this. I experienced something recently that I've been married and all the things. I've never experienced. There was a certain moment I experienced where it was not it wasn't just a sexual connection. It was like my body is so in tune with your body that this is crazy. I was somebody's wife and I never felt that moment. I actually, like, again, no details, but I just remember thinking to myself, like, damn, this is what people be talking about. This is it. It was very deep. I spoke on it. I shared how I felt about it. We had a conversation about it. And it was not just sex. It was like this moment.
It's like
of intimacy and connection and intuition and all these grown-up, adult, spiritual things that I have never fucking experienced. And it was not like, take the sex out of it. It was not about no dick or no sex. It was just an experience that I will never forget. Like, regardless of what, I'm not going to forget this person. I'm not going to forget this shit. This shit could end today, bitch. And this short fucking 3 months of my life is going to play back. And I feel sorry for anybody that would think they're coming next. Because, whew.
That's the thing, like, I know, like, we talked about, like, Monday and Thursday.
Something happened.
I don't remember.
I don't know, but I think I did. Like, it was a connection of,
oh, yeah.
Shit.
Like, I know I joke about Monday and Thursday, but, like, honestly, so I'm not.
What are we? Fucking insane? Are we lame? Are we what?
I don't know.
I don't care.
So I'm not. I'm not gonna be selfish and say like I have to be with him right now, because I cannot.
I'm working on that.
I cannot
surrender, trust, and freedom.
This is the first time. This is the first time that I truly, fully believe when the time is right.
I just thought about something.
I will never fucking. How very firmly I believe in like ain't spinning no block. I have no desire to talk to anybody else, to get to know anybody else, to have sex with anybody else. And it's not because I'm so hung up on this man. It's because I got to take care of some stuff like within me. Not even just like within me, like with my emotions and impulses and stuff, but also like with my fucking life, you know what I mean? Like I gotta get my divorce. I gotta like, you know, finally fucking fix the error on my 8-year-old's birth certificate, like stuff that I've been putting off, right? And so
that's funny. That's the mom shit, man.
Right, like so I have to like get all this together, and I recognize that this person has been working very hard at getting certain shit together. And I assumed that
good old assumptions.
Right. I was writing myself out of this person's life because I was like, oh well, I don't get this reaction, or I don't get this and this and that. And I need to remember, bitch, like, stop taking everything personal. People have whole fucking adult grown up lives and adult situations that they got going on. And like me, like, I don't know, but we also have to consider like the other person. They have feelings. We always get so into our own feelings that we don't consider their feelings. And you know, he could have easily said, bitch, who the fuck are you talking to? But he said, why do you keep coming at me this way? Why do you keep doing this?
Okay, so many things. No, go ahead. Finish.
No, I'm done.
Okay.
Sorry, because I was rambling.
So many things came up, and I want to wrap it up and then either change this topic or just
let's go. Yeah, let's go have a drink.
Yeah. Let me say this. Okay, I do want to go to this
reel. It's nice as fuck outside. We got to go outside.
I do want to go to this reel that I saved, but I thought about a few things. First of all, okay, this is just not that important, but listen, I just wish, I would love for somebody to be talking about me the way we talk about these people.
I be wondering, like, do you think about me when I'm not around?
Just a little bit.
Listen, do I ever cross your mind? But did you see when the two James and Fahad was like, do you think about me when I'm not around?
Yes.
I said to you.
All right, so that's that. Okay, like this some deep shit, and you know,
like, do you be talking to your best friend, to your homie about me?
Damn, like, I know you be watching. I
know
some
mine
things.
Don't be watching.
All right, but some things may irritate you or trigger you or piss you off, but when I be talking that good shit, like, I hope you feel it, right? All right, so then the next thing is this. Back to feelings. And I'm gonna talk about the feelings, and I'm gonna play this, and then we gotta
wrap it up. I know.
Feelings.
I done fucking broke a tear. I let a tear fall off my cheek.
It fell off, dude.
It said,
your shirt probably still wet. Okay. So, okay, remember we was talking about, I told you this earlier. I'm gonna say it because I feel like I should say it. Like, the way I view this person, right? Whole Foods, he's so, like, gorgeous, so handsome to me. So there's things, like, I may say something to him or do some dumb shit, and I don't think you're bothered, because to me it's like, you all right without me? I know how I looked at you when I seen you in the grocery store. I know them other bitches is looking, right? But no, it's not that. You got feelings too. And I think that we have to remember, like, men do still got feelings. They may not express them the way we do, but they still have them. So, like, the way I view him, and he knows this because I tell him all the time, he's so handsome. Like, I be meaning that when I say it, but I view it like, you ain't thinking about little old me, but that's a lie. You have feelings too. And I'm not going to go into the detail the way it made me think about this. It was a conversation, something we talked about, but it's like, I did something that I didn't think he'd be bothered by at all, because I just feel like, you ain't think about me in that way, but you are, because you spoke on it. And I have to remember that, right? So, I'm going to...
Okay.
Go ahead.
One thing we did talk about when we were talking about this, like, it might not even be, like, yes, like, men specifically, like, we were talking about, like, you know, they have feelings too, and they need to be told. But also, like, just because you're dating somebody who's fine to you, don't mean you don't have to like that. Like,
yeah, people, it don't mean you don't have to tell them. I tell my nigga, no, I think you is everything,
right? But like,
it also don't mean that they see what you see in them.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I know I'm a pretty girl, right?
Right.
But I still need to hear it because I don't always look in the mirror and see
Right.
beautiful. So I know that he knows he's attractive, but I'm gonna tell you that shit as often as I can because I'm gonna assume you being a human, you don't always see what I see. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, I'm gonna tell you that shit, and I tell this man a lot, but yeah, I just think he's every fucking.
I think that like,
and it ain't just looks.
I mean, we always want to assume that like a person who might be conventionally attractive
feels that way.
Feels
all the time
attractive. Yeah, feels attractive or is told. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to say like, oh, you probably get bitches or oh,
because I think I'm cute, but don't nobody be trying to talk to me.
Nobody tries to talk to me.
So I need you.
I think that I'm attractive maybe because when I was in high school I was popping. Maybe I'm not popping no more. I think I am. I find myself attractive. But like if we're with somebody, we want to be told like, and that's the other thing too because like I remember. I remember specifically I was talking to my friend and
it's 4:44.
It's 4:44, 4:44 period. and I remember him saying something about like somebody looking like Seal in the face. And I was like, but I find Seal attractive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like just because one person like for me,
I ain't everybody's cup of tea.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And like so the world tries to, and we talked about this before with like the body dysmorphia stuff. Like the world tries to define what is attractive for us, right? And that's the whole like demisexual thing for me too. Like I'm not saying I'm attracted to like houseplants. You know, some people like have attractions to. I'm not attracted to kids. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I don't see some of the physical stuff and find things unattractive that some people would. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, obviously I'm talking in codes to you right now. But if I like you, if I'm into you, my nigga, you can like I find this person very fucking physically attractive. Some people might not. Just like some people might not find me physically attractive because I don't know
whatever.
I don't know what could be wrong with a person. Because I got big feet. Stupid. They might be like, she got big feet. She's not that cute because she got big feet. That's the only thing I can come up with. But yeah, so go ahead.
Okay,
share your reel.
So it says he's talking, but it says, "Will they stay while you work on yourself?" And it's just them talking about that, like. As much as some would suggest, like, okay, Zakia, you going through your thing, take some time off or whatever. Like, no, I genuinely fucking enjoy my time with this person, and I just hope that I can get through my shit and they stay around for it. Like I would stay around for their shit because I think they have shit too, you know? And yeah, I just want somebody that's gonna stay around for my shit. I'm not afraid to.
What's the page? What's the reel?
It's let me just send this to you.
No, I'm just saying so we can tell people what to watch because they might not be able to hear it.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna play. It's Upset the Gram. I like this person. I've seen him a lot. But yeah, he's just talking about. It says like, "Are you gonna be here while I'm changing, while I'm growing?" And I think I cannot say, "Oh, I cannot speak for everybody." Some people do not require that, but that's just what I'm on right now. Like, fuck all the shit I thought I wanted. It is not important. I want to figure out what is, and I want to do it with someone. And it's no rushed shit. I just don't want to pretend like I don't feel how I feel right now, because I do.
I saw something. Oh yeah. Okay. So Say It Valencia.
Let me see.
On Instagram.
I never seen hers.
So she said, "You don't just wake up one day and know how to behave healthily in your relationships. You have to start with self-awareness, owning your personality traits, toxic tendencies, and what was modeled to you. You have to increase your knowledge and expertise just like you would do for your career. Too many people think it's a matter of finding someone who will love them just as they are, unhealthy behaviors and all. They tell themselves that their ex just wasn't a good fit instead of observing where they lack competence to create healthy and long-lasting bonds. Relationships require the same amount of work, education, research, knowledge, and expertise that you pour into your finances and career. You cannot not work on them. You cannot believe it's just a matter of finding the right match. It's a matter of working on you constantly. So I think that, like, even if the person is the one, you can't just, you still gotta
there are areas
work
that
at
I
it.
know that I didn't work on in the past.
Yeah.
I didn't have the desire to work on it either.
Yeah.
I think that it's a choice. And a person that don't have the desire to work on anything with me, it just ain't my person, and vice versa. If I didn't have the desire to work through certain things with you, I'm not for you.
Yeah.
But when you meet that person that you really, like, you have the desire to work on shit,
yeah,
don't let that go so easily. If that ain't it, you're going eventually it won't be it or whatever. But don't let it go so easily.
Yeah, like, I think also part of working at it is also saying, like, so for me, what really meant a lot for me was somebody saying, I know that you have a tendency to read something, and in your mind, some little translator goes in there and says, this
is actually a big translation.
There's like a translation that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person is very literal, and I'm very like, what do you mean by that? You know? So saying, like, listen, I'm calling you and saying, like, specifically, this is what I mean by that. To me, that says, I care enough.
Gather the girl.
to me, that says, I care enough to say, before you get started on your crazy shit, this is what I mean. And to me, I appreciate that.
Oh, boy.
I feel like I'm tired of talking about these people.
I'm tired, but listen.
We were supposed to be talking about our stuff.
We apologize, y'all. We was really supposed to be talking about this dark night of the soul / depression shit that we seem to be going through together in many ways. But it led to other things, and it happens. We're human.
Well, because that's part of, like, our current situation is, like, our interpersonal relationships with other people, with the people who are closest to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's my kids, you know, that I'm like, you know, like.
Well, if you want to talk about momming, Zahara got busted skipping class. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about what Sean said to me because, like,
I don't want to talk about
it.
Yeah, save that for next one. Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in to 444 The Hills Podcast. I'm Kirsten.
I'm Sakia. See you next week.
See you next week. Love you. Bye.